Hello and back. Hello and back. Hello and welcome back. That's the one thing that I wanted to say. Welcome back to the fifth game, or fourth game that we see, of course, due to the winner's bracket advantage that Alliance has. Fifth and final game of the series, of the grand finals of StarLadder LAN finals. We are gonna see which one of these two teams can call themselves the champions of Dota. And of course, I am joined once again by Vickermont. And once again, I just want to say, well, I didn't say it before, but we have Elder Titan still in the pool, not banned. And look, we have the same situation as we had earlier, by the way. The previous game where they were in this situation, they actually went for the
Titan.
The Titan, and this time they'll go for the IO.
I feel like they should have just gone for the Titan anyway, in my opinion. This is so dumb. But they didn't want to give Batrider and IO away because of that exact mechanic we were talking about, where IO shores up the very few weaknesses that Batrider has as a hero and really just ramps your ability to go all in. You saw what Navi did by being able to draft the Bat and IO that game. They really just went for it constantly, even from the draft phase, and then once they actually had the Bounty Hunter, the Doom, the Ursa, these were all taking advantage of what the Batrider and IO give you. So they absolutely milked that combination for all it was worth, and that's why Alliance didn't feel comfortable doing that this time. My only issue is I really am somewhat surprised that they went for these OD and Lifestealer bans. In my opinion, it's... I don't know, I get why both of these bans. First off, Navi probably would take Lifestealer first phase. He is also an extremely top-tier hero. Host plays him insanely well.
Yeah.
And OD just ravaged Alliance in game one. But I think that was draft dependent.
Yeah, and it was all when Alliance had the second pick, so yeah, I agree. It is interesting. They go for the IO and the Nature's Prophet, so it seems very Alliance-esque, I have to say. It's
nice puck ban.
Typical Alliance, and indeed that would have been fitting brilliantly with what Alliance is doing. A puck for S4. We've only seen him play... What has he played this the series? Elder Titan and?
Something that did really poorly. Troll.
A Troll, yeah. We are not gonna see a Troll. Troll gets banned out. We have Chen banned out as well, Enchantress as well. Of course, Nagasima removed as well, no surprise there. But we are gonna see a game without a Troll. I think that's gonna be our first game without a Troll. We've seen him every single time thus far. Will mean that I'm kind of curious to see what Elder Titan is gonna do here. Is he gonna be again a support?
That's the thing, you can't predict it, because the hero is so versatile in terms of where he can be put, that just drafting him doesn't telegraph anything about your strategy unless you choose to let it. Like, if you're a team that only puts the hero in a particular lane, then people can predict you. But if you're a team like Navi that has already shown that they're comfortable playing him in a support role, it's completely... There is zero predictability right now. They could have Frost playing this, and it would be a fine draft.
Yeah. Crystal Maiden now picked up by Navi, so that's going to be Puppy once again, I would assume. He's been playing a brilliant Crystal Maiden, I have to say. He's been able to
it's been really good.
Have a big impact on the game, and even previous game that didn't end up going all too well, and might have not been, like, that was the game that he had least impact in, he was still doing fine. Yeah. He got kills, he helped with kills, he did not die until very later on, and he got levels, and that's of course one of the more important things, and more difficult things to do as a support, finding those levels.
Absolutely. I think Alliance are maybe... It's tough because they still need a hero for S4 and they need a hero with IO, but I think they're considering Anti-Mage because Navi can pick up the AM, and I think it'll be... Hwost AM would be extremely strong here. Actually, no, never mind. Alliance can't take Anti-Mage. What the hell am I saying? Actually, this might be the beginnings of a Navi outdraft again, actually. Because you can't pick Anti-Mage into an Elder Titan. Navi made that mistake in a previous in the series against Empire. Yeah, they have to consider it, but the thing is, Navi have banned this Riki, which is a precursor to a possible AM pick. Alliance have to be considerate now of the fact that AM might come in, and they don't have that many tools so far of dealing with it. Maybe Timbersaw would be a good too. Yeah, maybe Timbersaw fourth pick for S4.
It could be,
because otherwise Anti-Mage could just run roughshod over this game, honestly.
I'm not convinced by the Timbersaw, but they do need something that can throw a punch, because right now, Navi is looking just so strong, and even though Alliance heroes are not bad separately, I don't know, it's just not enough.
Gyro Timber, I think, in my opinion.
Gyro would, yeah, that would be very, very nice. They would also be able to make a nice trialing with that. Keeper of the Light is going to be getting some solid farm in the jungle, with Io getting the pool
PL too, I guess. I don't know.
It could
but
be.
It's really iffy again, because that's another hero who cannot face Elder Titan, really. Like, the hero itself will get just devastated. He's another hero who relies on good... he's actually the same thing as Anti-Mage. His armor comes from Agi, so you have 0 armor. and he has magic resistance as a passive, so you have 0 of that. So never mind, I don't think they can go PL. It's probably got to be Gyro.
Yeah, and I mean, the way these games have been going, like, all games tonight have just been fighting upon fighting upon fighting. You can't go for PL then, because PL needs so much time before it can fight. And they kind of need heroes that can help them with fighting. And right now, I mean, Na'Vi is already looking like they want to fight. And they are the ones to pick up the Timber Saw. Perhaps even just so that Alliance can take it. But of course, we've seen Timber Saw earlier today already up on Funnick. And he did very well with that one.
I think it's really good on Funnick. Although the synergy with Elder Titan is eh. I mean, it's synergistic in the sense that Timber Saw does a ridiculous amount of damage. And Elder Titan does a ridiculous amount of damage. So when you put them together, you just kill the opposing team. It also means that Alliance definitely can't go for a squishy agi carry. They just can't. Gyro is about the only thing they can get and rush BKB on him. But they certainly now can't take PL or Anti-Mage. But I do think this is a steal. It's not as huge of a steal as the one they executed on the Gyrocopter against Empire, which was just monstrously effective. But it is a steal. I think it's what Alliance wanted.
Yeah. And Alliance could pick up something that we already saw earlier up on Na'Vi. Perhaps an Ursa. I wouldn't be opposed to that one.
Yeah. Okay, and they could go for level 1 Roche if they wanted to.
They could, but I don't think they would.
You think it's too high stakes?
Yeah, and
why the hell not?
I mean, Crystal Main, a very good early game like hero to have.
Elder Titan.
Yeah, Elder Titan as well. You've got a Spirit, you've got one that punches hard, you got a Frostbite or a Nova, whichever one you pick up, and even Timber Saw, if he picks up Whirling Death as level 1, that's a pretty damn damaging ability.
Load of Juggernaut.
Load of Juggernaut. We've seen Load of Juggernaut not that often without a Lone Druid in the pool.
Alliance will do it. They'll do it without the Lone Druid. They've done it with the Prophet combo before. Loda likes this hero. It's just a personal affinity. And honestly, I don't mind Juggernaut as one position nearly as much as I mind Abaddon as as one position. It could also be, depending on how the draft shakes out, S4 Jug wouldn't necessarily be that bad either, but it's probably Loda.
Yeah,
which is why Na'Vi bans out Night Stalker, too.
Yeah. An S4 hero removed from the pool. Also, let's see what Alliance is thinking that Elder Titan is going to be. If they're expecting Kuro to play it again, they would ban out a carry indeed. And that's what they do. They ban out an Alchemist from the pool. Let's see what Na'Vi ends up going for. If they are indeed going to be picking up
I still think Anti-Mage.
It could fit. It definitely could. It could fit the Gyrocopter as well.
In my opinion, Anti-Mage... I don't even know what Alliance picks to win at that point. Just in my opinion. Maybe I'm way off. Okay, I mean, same general class. I think Anti-Mage maybe would have been just as good, but Spectre gives them really good global. Like, for instance, if Elder Titan hits somebody with, like, a Echo Stomp, and you just use the Spectre ultimate, they're probably dead, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. This is a pretty scary lineup. With the Storm Spirit now picked up by Alliance, if they don't have a good mid lane, if their Storm gets behind and doesn't get kills, it's over. Just as simple as that. They don't have someone else that can really carry in the mid game unless IO relocates are going to be amazingly good. Which I have my doubts for because everybody of Na'Vi apart from Crystal Maiden is so incredibly tanky and escape heavy.
Yeah, I'm more scared of Na'Vi's lineup than I am of Alliance. Yeah. I think Alliance's lineup is competent, it's strong, but I don't know of one phase in the game at which it's a lot stronger. I guess like right now, it's pretty good. They could maybe level 1 Roche even with this lineup. Not really.
They're not gonna. Yeah. They're just gonna be safe. They're gonna. I mean, there's a lot on the line. If they wouldn't get Roche and if they would have get destroyed early game, then that's gonna be the end of that one. Let's see who's playing what. We've got Loda and he playing the Juggernaut, EGM on the IO, S4 Storm, Aki Keeper of the Light, and of course Bulldog once again on his Nature's Prophet.
Yeah. And looking towards Na'Vi, they won the first 2, but now they find themselves at the decisive Game 5. It's Hvost on the Spectre. Pretty cool item set loadout for him. Kuroki, once again on the support Elder Titan for the second time this series, innovating the metagame just a little bit. Puppy on the Crystal Maiden that he's played 3 out of 4 games this series, and it's done a lot of work for him. So that'll be your tri-lane, and of course, middle actually handled by Dendi on the Bat Rider, which is interesting, and Funnick on that off-lane Timbersaw.
Why is Dendi mid Bat Rider interesting? Wasn't that what we were expecting?
Oh, because they could put Timber mid and Bat Rider as a jungling.
Yeah, I guess that's true too.
It would be a little greedier, but actually it would be pretty solid because it gives even more of protection in case somebody tries to go in and gank the Spectre early. Because that's really what the Spectre pick is really what is going to be most salient this game, right? Like if Spectre has a good early game and farms up fine, those first few items like Drum's Phase, Alliance are going to have a horrible time, right?
Yeah, and also...
But if Storm does well and he just ganks Spectre, that's a different story.
For the first time, there's an Infus Rune bottom, or the Infus Rune level, or minute 1, minute 0, and Puppey doesn't get it. Lola gets it actually. It's an aggressive trialing coming off from Alliance. Keeper of the Light, Io, and the Juggernaut. It's not the most aggressive trialing. It's the same one that we saw, I think it was a game that we saw yesterday, where their trialing isn't necessarily kill heavy, but it's harass heavy, and they can of course save Loda. He's got his Blade Fury.
Is it though?
They can't really kill that easily. I mean, they've got the Illuminate, but they don't really, they only have one.
They can't kill easily. I agree. My issue is I think you think I think the opposite. Like I know I think this Trilane has a huge disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because I think Elder Titan is just going to use his pretty cool spell, the Spirits on the Astral Spirit on EGM and Ake, who are two, like one of them, they both got 473 hit points, right? It's not a lot of hit points.
True.
But Na'Vi will have to play aggressively because unless they do get kills in this lane, they'll Alliance will level slower than anything. But they'll be able to prevent Hwost from getting last hits, which is the only thing they want.
Yeah.
So for Na'Vi, it's a challenge of how do we guarantee Hwost some farm this game.
And of course, one of the things that you can do in this case, if you're accepting that Alliance cannot find kills and Hwost cannot get last hits, supports could actually rotate middle and take down the Storm, I think. Of Na'Vi.
Yeah, Storm is very vulnerable until level 6, but Spectre is so vulnerable that they can't really afford to leave. Both teams have boxed each other in some of each other's choices here. I am concerned for this tri-lane of Alliance. If it doesn't stop the farm, then I feel like they could just fall apart.
Yeah. In the meantime, mid is very even, both sitting on 7 last hits with 1 deny for S4. But of course, S4 does have stick charges, so that's going to be putting him slightly in favor, and he has got he's got a nice amount of regen because of it, and therefore a bit of a security as well. Top lane, by the way, has got Phonic sitting on 12-4, with Bulldog sitting on 7-0. So Phonic having a really good time here, and of course gets extra farm because of the Treants.
Wish this Jug was a gyro. Just saying. I mean, you could just homing missile Hwost, forcing the supports back to try to deal with the homing missile. And if you land the homing missile, you just kill him. Whereas, like, how the heck do they actually kill Hwost? They don't.
Puppey gets himself another room, by the way. He's not able to do anything with it this time, though. In comes in Illuminate, actually. The Spirit's also
harassing. Yeah, except they scout it completely, so not a single one of it hits Hwost.
Yeah, we've got ourselves, of course. I mean, are they actually thinking they can get kills?
Yeah. I know they're here. They're here to stop Hwost from farming. That's their only purpose, and he's still 8 for 2.
Yeah.
Sorry, 8 for 0.
I mean, okay.
They can't get kills. I mean,
dead,
like,
but
Illuminate's nice, but the other team has a support who has a spell that's damn near strictly better.
Yeah. Oh, Dendy actually might be going aggressive here up on S4. 5 stacks of ticking napalm, but in comes a Vortex. Dendy might be the one to go down instead. Though, of course, only level 4 on S4, and with 6 charges of Sticky Napalm, he is going to be too slow to catch up with that Bad Rider. Very volatile situation here, though. Could turn around at any moment. And I think the level 6 is going to determine this one. And it looks for now that Dendy is going to win that battle to level 6.
Well, he's 3 creeps ahead because of the position of the lane. That doesn't mean he's actually ahead.
We'll see. Oh, S4, 4 stacks. Dendy,
this
is he going to do this?
He's
one
dead.
more hit,
he's dead.
Stick charges.
Oh, no. Wow.
And Nature's Prophet actually threatening to come in as well.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy lane.
Oh, then
and,
he comes in again. This is...
No, I don't think so. He's too low. It's very dangerous. Will he guess right on the rune? He does. Oh!
Regen
that
rune!
Is RNGG.
Is that
yeah,
a free kill?
Yeah, that won the lane. It's not a free kill, but it will win the lane, because S4 is, once he sees this, is going to have to play like so defensively or even back.
Lucky for him, the creep wave is going to be close to his tower once again, though. But, I mean, if then he gets a sticky napalm charges up, then, yeah, S4 is actually going to just go empty his bottle.
Let's also note, the lane that we haven't talked about, Phonic is doing so much better here than he was last game. He is really dominating Bulldog. 28 for 8 to 15 for 2. And what's the XP situation? We've got almost level 6 on... yeah, actually, Prophet's doing fine as far as XP. But you can see Bulldog does not feel comfortable chasing that Midas. He's going to get the phase boots to get away from Timbersaw.
In the meantime, on the bottom lane, Alliance gets forced back again.
Swust caught up to Loda. So this lane is going pretty bad for Alliance.
17 for 1 for Vos, Loda 20 for 5. We still haven't had a first blood. I think that could definitely tip the scales to one team one way or another. If Alliance still can get a kill on the bottom lane here, if someone gets out of position, Nature's Prophet comes in to TP in and help out, then there's definitely a possibility. I mean, we do have Nature's Prophet sitting at level 6, and normally what we've seen from Bulldog thus far is that when he reaches level 6, he wants to try and make something happen with his ultimate. Even if he's not there by himself, Nature's Wrath definitely can tip the scales in his favor. Perhaps it's going to be S4 to try and make something happen though, but he has to be careful because right now, Dendi is a full level ahead up against S4, and no level 6 yet for S4.
Yeah, Batrider is gonna bully Storm Spirit. That's just a fact. They knew they were gonna lose this lane, unquestionably. They gambled on the fact that even if they lose the lane, Storm is important to their game plan for killing Spectre. And so I think Alliance are comfortable more or less, but it does mean it's gonna be a bear of a time trying to get Bulldog to kill. It's more likely Bulldog TPs to try to kill somebody in the tri-lane. But Na'Vi are positioning so well, so far back.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I'm waiting for
And Alliance just has no initiation. They have no initiation until Wisp hits 6.
True.
Or Storm.
Well, it's gonna take a long time before Wisp hits 6 though, because they're really not getting all that much levels here. All are still level 3. Juggernaut level 4, but I mean, compared to Avos is sitting at level 5. We do have a rotation from Puppy with another double damage from level 3. They want to go for S4. In comes the lasso, and that's gonna be a Storm. It's almost out of mana. He can't get himself out. First blood on the board. Puppy once again takes it home.
That's just also Puppy. I mean, very good, but he pretty much just pushed his buttons as Crystal Maiden. To me, that's all about Dendi's amazing flame break timing, nearly perfect. At the exact moment that he would need it to push S4 and prevent him from using his ultimate. S4 with the wand charges actually gets away if that flame break isn't pitch perfect, and it was.
It was first blood on the board. Storm Spirit, of course. I mean, he did get level 6, so perhaps we're still gonna see Alliance try and make something happen. And Aki, he took a dagger to the face as well as the spirit from the Astral Spirit from the other Titan, and he went down to only about 100 or 150 HP. That is so scary.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's still an extremely delicate position for both teams, but I have to think it's a little more concerning for Alliance, just because Bulldog's doing fine, but not dominant like he was last game. Loda's doing at best okay, like he's out farming Krost, but not by as much of a margin. Will they get Kuroki here? That would be something, but again, no initiation. They don't even land, not a single thing lands. They just spent mana for, you know, they can jungle with it. They can jungle with these spirits.
Yeah. I guess they can waste a bit of mana because they got the chakra magic, but it's definitely not ideal.
Check out his jungling. So good. He's gonna get a level off this, actually. Well, he's close to level 5.
Yeah.
It's too bad he didn't get the big creep. That goes to Crystal Maiden, the strongest jungler in Dota 2.
Yeah, at least in this game for sure. Crystal Maiden, almost level 6, almost got her impressive freezing field. Kuroki's still sitting at level 3, he has got boots though. He's gonna be happy with that one. And I mean, Na'Vi still holding on to the lanes. No surprise. They've got a Spectre, so that's gonna be late game oriented for Na'Vi. If they can get something early game, of course they'll still do it. But until then, he has his Blink Dagger. I mean, they're comfortable where they are right now, so they're not going to try and force anything out. Well, Alliance, they're still waiting for their levels, and EGM, still level 4. He needs to do something else to get the levels going, because it's not happening right now. Oh, Loda might actually be in some trouble. He gets Nova.
He's got spin.
Oh, in comes the Spirit. He might be forced to spin soon. Healing Ward goes out, though. That's going to be helping him out.
Can't believe he's using the Healing Ward that's actually worse than the normal Healing Ward. That's bold. That's confidence to use a cosmetic that makes your game worse.
What?
It's like twice as big. The hitbox is the same size, but it's way easier to click.
Fair enough. That's indeed a point, even though... Oh.
It also has horrible animations. Like, it's just... How does that thing get around? I hate that cosmetic so much.
There. Lessen the hate. Think about...
Yeah, anyway, I don't...
Unicorns and
I hate
bunnies.
this jug while we're hating. I just... What is it doing, right? Like, I just wish this was a gyro or something. Like, I mean, here's the problem, Shiver. They're losing every lane, and
That's
Navi's
true.
the one with the Spectre.
Yeah,
So what's the game plan? Hopefully Storm gets really big.
And Io relocates.
Sure, with carrying an underfarmed, underleveled Juggernaut.
Juggernaut's
Real
actually,
scary.
in terms of farm, doing pretty okay. Sitting actually second highest on net worth, slightly behind
That's true.
Phonic, who is highest, by the way. The Suicide Lane Timbersaw highest on net worth. Yes, that's indeed the case.
Right.
68 for 25 last hits up against Bulldog's 39 to 5. Bulldog did go for face boost before he went for the Hand of Midas, which he is not having complete just yet.
Yeah, he's like a level and a half behind Hvost though, so it's just a little intimidating trying to gank as this Jug. Underlevel Jug is not a fun time because you don't have your level 2, your rank 2 Omni Slash. There's rank 1 though, nice kill.
The Omni Slash indeed does its work up against ET. ET go home and dies. There's gonna be at least a kill for Alliance as well, something that they really needed, and now all of a sudden bottom lane is completely void of enemy heroes, at least Na'Vi has backed off. We've got drums completed all across the board, Loda of course having his, and with phase and drums, and perhaps if people would stuck around they would have gotten the tower. S4 actually rotating as well, he's got a double damage rune.
EGM is dead. Oh, maybe not.
Comes
Enter
in,
God mode.
EGM.
But
Here comes a Vos, down he goes. Timbersaw with the Timber Chain gets the kill. Bulldog might be in some trouble as well, but S4 comes in, goes for Phonic. There's a Vortex as well. There will be a Timber Chain from Phonic though, but will it be in time? No, it won't be. He goes down. Vos, he's next.
Oh,
That's gonna
nice.
be the most terrible rotation of Alliance. They got the IO, but that's it. Alliance was waiting to make their move. They were actually hanging out in the Radiant jungle to try and go on the mid lane, but as soon as they saw that fight going out on top, they went in, saw their opportunity, took down two of the more higher priority heroes of Na'Vi.
Oh yeah, no, that, like, I would go as far as to say Alliance are back in this game as a result of that overextension from Na'Vi. Like that's how much import I would put on that. They killed the Timbersaw, who is gigantically ahead. He took a drums detour on the way.
S4
so S4 was in trouble.
Whew. That's blown up right there.
Not good.
There's really
They have too
nothing
much
that they could
damage.
do. Yeah. Burst damage coming out is insane. We still have Io sitting at level 5, by the way. And he really wants those levels. We saw him trying to go for pulling and stacking. That's why he got ganked right there. To get his levels up, but that's why Na'Vi went in, by the way. They want to prevent EGM from getting level 6. They don't want to have those relocate ganks going. I can't blame them for it, but... Well, they did lose more than they bargained for.
By the way, Kuro, Na'Vi are so adaptive. They're not in any way. This team has so few like habitual unexamined item pickups and things like that. So like Kuro's build here is different from the one they used in the other game because this time there's a Timbersaw. Timbersaw doesn't. Oh, Funnick's actually in trouble.
Yeah.
He's dead, probably.
No, Timbersaw
No, he's
chained
not.
away. In comes Kuro as well. Nature's Prophet Ultimate still flying through, but they do have the vision. Funnick will live though. Has got that bottle charges and will be making it home safe. In the meantime,
Meanwhile,
Vos is safe.
Yeah, Spectral Dagger, really great. So like Kuro this time, because there's the Timber who deals pure and the Spectre who deals partial pure, it's just not as important for him to max natural order first. So he takes the third of Astral Spirit, maybe even the fourth after Earth Splitter, and it's a much smarter pickup. So really smart play, even on a hero that I doubt they've practiced that much ET support, and yet it's going really well.
It is. It definitely is. By the way, one thing I want to point out is that Puppy, once again, has got 2 kills to his name, as looking to maybe help out kill off Loda. Loda is by himself. There goes the hunt. Timbersaw comes in. Blade Fury, where's your TP home? No TP home. Well, Loda, I think you might just be dead. Can they actually get a Frostbite Prep? Omni Slash! Phonic! He goes down. Another crit to finish the job. In comes Danny with the lasso. Finds S4. There will be a Frostbite helping out, but the ball lightning is still there, and S4 actually gets some extra mana. They want to go for this. Want to go for Dendy. Don't stand in the flames! S4 is standing in the flames. Dendy will still go down. Puppy will try to TP out and actually succeeds, which is brilliant. But they still get the 2 more important heroes, of course.
And Astral Spirit chasing S4, but thank God that you can't actually increase the movement speed of that thing. That is the one thing that Elder Titan doesn't have as a way to increase the movement speed of the Spirit. That's how he should be buffed, because he's an underpowered hero. Anyway, Loda are in GG's Phonic, otherwise Phonic would have gone away, no problem. But still, Alliance, I gotta say Na'Vi are falling into a little bit of the bad Na'Vi habits of, like, you've got the Spectre. Don't do these ganks!
Yeah. It's interesting that they want to be fighting as aggressive as they are. In the meantime, Nature's Prophet gets picked up top. Relocate comes in though. They want to take down a Vos. Can they do that? S4 jumps in with him. Goes for Phonic first. There's still a Vortex. And actually, he doesn't Vortex anybody just yet, which is interesting. They really are playing it extra safe, and in comes reinforcements. Dandy coming in. 21 seconds left before he can throw out his lasso again, and doesn't look like he'll be getting to use it because Alliance already backing off again. In the meantime, in the mid lane, Illuminate's coming out as perhaps Puppy might be in some trouble. No, Loda doesn't go for it, and that's the start of perhaps a tier 1 tower, but yeah, they have to back off again. In comes Kuro.
I don't really like this game as much as I've liked the past few, because I feel like right now neither team is really playing what we'd want from them. Like, that was just total S4 and EGM completely disagreeing about who to go on.
Yeah.
And so they get nothing.
Yeah.
Like, you could just see in the motion of the heroes that they were not on the same page. And how rare is that the Alliance is not on the same page? That's how much pressure Na'Vi have put them under, and that's something. Like, Alliance are a team that's looked more or less magisterial in all of their games. Like, nobody ever gets to them, and Na'Vi's gotten to them. Even if they win this, they're not invincible.
They are definitely not. We've seen that today. As we have got the gold graph still slightly in favor of Alliance. It's 1k only, though. And I mean, there's a tower in favor of Alliance as well, so we can contribute that to the tower right there. The kills are 5 on 5. We're 15 minutes into the game, but Alliance is taking the cake in terms of the highest 2 heroes in this game. The highest 2 net worth heroes, with both the Juggernaut as well as the Nature's Prophet, both doing really well. Blink forward though, S4 not gonna get out of this one. We'll pick up.
They're really keeping the Storm under control, and that's a big problem. He's nowhere near the Orchid. He's died 3 times now, and the problem is that Alliance are drafting, sorry, not drafting, but they're playing a lineup that they're moving into an all-in direction, like with Loda going for the Aghanim Scepter rather than trying to auto-attack it all. Like, he's going to have the Ags pretty quickly, but he's going to peter out shortly after that. Like, eventually Spectre just gets too tanky to even care about your Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, they need to have a bit more impact with their relocate, I think, as well, because, I mean, they have it. They have tried it now once, which wasn't really that successful. Of course, there's not really an ideal hero to relocate with, and they need to have way more control over the map as they actually go for an Omni-Slash up on Kuro. That's Kuro dead. Funnick also takes quite a bit of a beating there, also takes a beating from the spirits from EGM. Blade Fury is there, TP incoming from both Puppy as well as Dandy. In comes the Hunt as well. EGM is going to be trying to at least deflect the damage. He's going to relocate. And that's going to be him out safe, or, well, for the moment. Loda is at least home
he's
safe,
dead,
and indeed EGM.
But Loda is out, yeah.
Maybe he can tether to something.
Nah, maybe to the creeps? I don't know.
Yeah, you can tether to the creeps. Hello, creeps.
Oh, enter God mode!
He gets it! Oh, Dandy was blinking after him, though. They want him, they get him.
But still, they traded CM for that during that time and got a tier 1.
tower.
So it's actually a really bad trade for Na'Vi.
Yeah.
That's pure EGM plays right there. He finishes the urn as well.
I'm quite surprised they actually, like, you have 2 heroes that are around your tier 1 tower. And they went for the IO rather than, like, they first already started chasing the IO rather than started to chase the Juggernaut. Even though Denny was around there, he could have blinked forward and last suit. I think they could have maybe taken down Loda and EGM, maybe still afterwards if he still relocated.
It's a really tough call, Shiver, because you're chasing a phase drums Juggernaut.
True.
He's pretty fast.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not as confident as you that they could have actually caught Loda. So they decided to go for what they could get. The big correct thing that Alliance did was immediately use the fact that those guys are going to be standing around like idiots for 12 seconds waiting for the Wisp to abuse a different lane. So that was really, really smart.
Yeah, second tier 1 tower down the drain, including, of course, the first death that Puppy experienced on his Crystal Maiden.
Check out this wording. How much map control are Alliance trying to put onto Na'Vi right now?
They want to get the relocation working, I think.
Yeah, that and Spectre. They don't want Spectre farming. And Hwost is sitting inside Fountain right now because at 60% HP, he doesn't feel confident to go out and farm. He can't do it except with 100% HP. So Alliance are crimping Na'Vi's style here, unquestionably. But Na'Vi still have insane damage.
And Na'Vi also has smoked up, and they're going to smoke up and walk past the sentry ward, so let's see if Alliance is prepared. Yeah, pings come out. They realize this. They're not close enough to do anything against it, though. But Puppy will still be able to
walking in?
Oh, why?
Are you... what?
No. They don't go. They actually go for a Vos. Relocate comes in as well. They want to do this. Nature's Prophet coming in, and all of a sudden, everybody of Alliance is here. In comes Dendy with the lasso. Puppy goes for the freezing field. Will still be picked up. Earth Splitter! 3 dead on the side of Alliance. 4 dead, 1 buyback. And that is gonna be Loda, last one alive right here, looking for a way out. Havos and Puppy still went down, but that's not worth losing your life for. In comes maybe the help that he wanted. No. Triple kill for Funnick, and S4 is not gonna feed another kill there, or is he not? He's gonna be getting away here. But that is 5 dead on the side of Alliance, and that is pretty damn painful. A buyback used as well to no avail. I mean, even if they lose a Vost for it, they shut him a bit down, but that's not worth it.
It's not.
Hello?
This is the best ult in the game yet, or what? Like, that Crystal Maiden ultimate is... And it's with the freaking Natural Order, which is maxed by now. Yeah, so he's maxed the Natural Order. That ult, combined with Timber Saw, combined with just the damage from the Astral Spirit itself, it's... if this was StarCraft, it would be terrible, terrible damage. Like, Alliance just melted, and a big part of it was Freezing Field in combination with Timber Saw and Titan. Alliance, I thought they'd had that fight won, but it's way too much damage, and S4 is way too behind. This is starting to be like a serious friggin' issue.
Yeah, perhaps they can get a Vost here now, though, even though S4 still takes a lot of damage and gets frostbitten again, and gets Denny on the seal again, though Denny this time not able to get anything, but a Vost also not dying. Loda might be in some trouble. Healing Ward gets put up. Down still goes a Vost because Bulldog comes in, but he's gonna let Loda to run, or not. Oh my god! EGM, he went in to relocate to try and save Loda, but he just jumped himself into Funnick's bursty damage, and that's gonna kill you off every single time.
Yeah, I mean, the Timber Saw is dominating them, honestly. Funnick is now 7-2-5. Does he have the full Bloodstone? He's very, very close to a Bloodstone here. And he took a detour for drums just for stats, so... Funnick's Timber Saw right now is unanswerable, because Storm has no chance. How is he gonna kill Timber Saw? Come on. And even Jug, like... Timber Saw's got a pretty healthy health pool, so your Omni Slash is already being expended on Spectre. This is a pretty tanky team. I don't think the Ags is going to tip the scales.
They need more damage. It's just that simple. And who's going to do it? Because it's not going to be Storm indeed. They just need more.
Maybe Bulldog. He's going for Orchid as well, by the way. So double Orchid. This is totally targeted at the Timber Saw. Now that he's committed to the Bloodstone path, if they can Orchid the Timber and Orchid maybe ET, yeah, they can win that fight. The problem is Storm Spirit is like, what, 40%, 30% of the way to Orchid Malevolence? Yeah. He's barely doing better than the 4 supports in this game.
Yeah, I mean, we already know that the gold graph difference is not that much. It's only 2k in favor of Alliance. While if we look at the net worth graph, that 2k difference is all in the hands of Bulldog. And you can count that Hand of Midas being the 2k, and it doesn't really win back its gold just yet. As Puppy goes for a nice counter gank here.
I don't even know why they keep going into this Rush pit with these compositions that have no Rush clearing capacity. They just walked in, wasted about 15 seconds trying to beat on, and they were like, nope. And Loda.
Loda, wrong place, wrong time, dead as a... or not. Yeah, he is dead.
Still has Omni. Yeah. Still has Omni.
And he goes for the Omni, actually. He's able to maybe pick up someone. Nope, gets picked up. Keeper of Light already dead in the meantime. That's 2 dead. EGM might be the 3rd, because there's no way he's getting out. Never mind. Tethers. EGM can... Oh, run from the Spirit. You can do it. Spirit. Boom, dead. Double kill for Vost. In the meantime, at least they're trying to make something out of this. They're trying to split push. Fortification actually got forced out, but they need to be getting away from this, because in comes Navi. In comes Funnick first. Shadowblade, TP out from S4, and he's out. Bulldog, dusted up, trying to run. Of course,
if he dies, it's fine. It's okay for him to die here. They needed that tower, actually, even if they lost one or both of them. They need to have access to a Rax that they can split push, or this is actually over. Because here's the nice thing, they still have 6 towers, 5 after Host gets this one. So they need to have the push advantage, otherwise this game is actually just done.
So that was really smart. They're gonna have it denied.
Well, he didn't give it up. He didn't give up the map control. He doesn't care about the kill, really.
I would.
Cool. Okay, fair enough. But Host has been getting ganked constantly, and there's a Wisp on the field, so with relocate up. Quost, by the way, did you check out this blade mail?
That's an interesting build.
Yeah, but I actually really like it here because Alliances, they burst him up front, so that's the correct response to that. He's never going to get hard. I mean, he will, after Alliance fritter away another several unsuccessful minutes chipping away at Roshan with no medallion.
Yeah, it's just, like, why? They smoke up right now. And perhaps they can make something happen, but they need to go mid again because in comes Navi. By the way, this battle of supports.
Yeah.
Words upon counterwords upon words upon counterwords and so forth.
This entire series, yeah, is like,
insane.
If you want to watch the best supports in the game playing really good Dota and just fighting each other, this is a great series to watch. And honestly, Kuro and Puppy have been playing better, straight up. Generally I rate the Ake AGM pairing higher than anybody. Kuro and Puppy are better right now in this series.
And it's a shame that normally there's not that much emphasis on the supports, and indeed their counter warding, for example, has just been, you know, a bit ignored, but I just wanted to point that out because they have indeed just been playing amazing, both of these, in this game at least, as the wards have indeed been quite good. Alliance,
but yeah.
again, still rotating around Roshan though. And
I do think that the lack of Medallion is just brutalizing them. Admiral Bulldog, they can't let him die. Okay, Yorkid's good.
Yep. Finish that one off at least.
Yeah, Loda TP'd over though, so that's a lot of lost farming time for a Jug who finally has Aghanim Scepter at least. Funny with the Invis-Rune.
Yep.
No vision.
No vision. No detection. No sentry ward.
Level 15, almost 16 Timbersaw. It's so tough. The good news is Bulldog, really, at this point.
Yeah, he gets
So this, I mean...
this.
Electric Vortex is no Dream Coil, Sheever.
What?
But, well, I'm just comparing this game to a certain game that people might know about with really similar lineups.
Yeah. It's not the same.
Uh-oh.
In comes the Haunt. Roshan will still go down. Aegis on the floor, and Dandy blinks in and picks it up. He will get maybe burst it down. Forced up to the other side of the cliff. In comes S4. That's an Aegis down. As a Vos goes for EGM. One more hit. That's going to be IO dead. Buyback from the Timbersaws. Dandy is back up alive and looks to chase Alliance out of the jungle. Aki, last one here, will go down.
S4's
comes
dead
the
too.
Blink and the Lasso. Down go 4 heroes of
it.
Alliance who just left Roshan to die to the orbs of the IO, and then just, you know, left the Aegis there for Dandy to pick up.
They didn't even get the rush kill, Sheever. Navi just obliterated the Alliance dire side Roshan. Just like it wasn't even there. That was the closest I've ever seen a team to completely solving Alliance's strategy. Because they just beat the cornerstone of it. They had Nature's Prophet, for Christ's sake. They never lose Rosh with Nature's Prophet on dire side. And that wasn't even close.
That wasn't close. It was a 4-0 in kills. They did lose in Aegis, I guess. 4-1.
Sure.
4 to Aegis.
Alliance are on the brink of losing the StarLadder Grand Final. And Navi, the play level, the Kuro and Puppy are the story to me. Because walking in, I was like, the problem is going to be Ake and EGM. And it's not. The problem is Kuro and Puppy.
Hey, would you say it's outplayed then or outdrafted?
In games one in the... This is mostly outdrafted, this game. They really wanted Timbersaw, and they got it stolen.
Okay.
Jug is not that strong. Jug has killed a couple people with Omnislash. That's what he's done this game.
Yeah. This is Alliance. Maybe also not playing all too hot, I have to say.
I love the Spectre build. Blade Mail S and Y. So standard. So Xbox.
The split push can still save Alliance though, of course. I mean, as long as they hold on. They've got Illuminates, which is brilliant to counter push. They still got killing potential, but they have to be so careful. And, of course, I mean, the later this game goes, Spectre is still considered one of the harder carries in the entire game. So there's no way that Alliance has a equivalent of that one. And that's going to be leaning heavily in Navi's favor.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The Spectre is starting to get... I mean, even just the levels alone, even if his build is the oddest build in the history of humankind, it's still a hard carry. And Storm, the other story to me is how much Navi have destroyed S4. S4, the safest mid player, the guy who does not die and never loses his lane, has lost his lane in all but one of these games, dramatically. Mm-hmm. And look at the Storm Spirit with not even half of an Orchid Malevolence.
It's sad. I mean, this is 3-5-4. Now, it's not even that bad that he died 5 times, which is still kind of sad.
It's bad.
But, I mean, he just hasn't been able to find the places to farm. Hasn't been able to find, like, any place to farm. And if he did, he was forced by his team to hang around the Roche pit to see if they could do something. Alliance has been trying to make things happen, and they haven't happened. And that's cost them so much on all their heroes. And, of course, S4 as well.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're absolutely right. Alliance getting outdrafted and outplayed this series. If they pull a miraculous win out here, I still think they've looked really weak relative. And usually in the off-season, like I mentioned in the pre-show, like, I feel like Puppy's drafts just get kind of weak, but his drafts are amazing.
Oh, S4, they jump in though. They want to try and take this. Vortex is already there. In comes the Outer Titan though. That's going to be an Earthsplitter already done. Loda already down. Looking for more. Illuminate still doing quite some damage as Havostu gets himself an Aegis he haunted in. He goes for S4, but he's able to zip himself to the other side of the cliff. Aki cannot do such a thing, and in the meantime, that's going to be Admiral Bulldog running the other way and trying to teleport himself out of this one. Is there a flame break? No, there's a lasso. That's way better even. That's going to be another kill. 4 dead on the side
didn't
of
even
Alliance.
Omni.
That, I mean...
Yeah, like, congratulations on your Aghanim Scepter. We're not even going to let you Omni Slash, and we don't even use the lasso to prevent it.
And we don't even have a Nature's Prophet split pushing while they take down our tier 2. Because the lane isn't the right place. This is the place where you would expect now split pushing to happen after losing a fight, but...
If he had survived, but Dendi has Gem, Dendi has everything he needs.
Yeah. That's gonna be a tier 2 tower. This is the last outer tower of Alliance. Now the question comes, how much patience
this
does
game
Navi
is
has?
Alliance did. Yeah. I am still at the Roche. I'm still at Alliance had Dire, they had Nature's Prophet, they did their Roshan, and Navi swatted it down like it wasn't even a thing.
Yeah, as we've got Denny looking for something. If he finds the Keeper of the Light, that's actually a pretty big deal. No Illuminates to stop pushes from happening.
Yeah.
They don't go for it. They might be finding S4 though.
And the graph too, like Alliance is ahead numerically at the time that they try that Roche.
Yeah.
And then it just zoop.
Ever so slightly though. Oh, S4. Run, Forrest, run. Luckily for him, he's on the high ground. He actually goes for Kuro, but there's so many people around there. He comes to relocate as well. S4 already back onto the high ground. That's going to be at least Elder Titan down. That's a dominating streak for support. Elder Titan down. Lasso's still there, though. EGM, 5 seconds. Can he actually live through this? 3 seconds. Looks like he'll make it out from this one as Dendi will be alive as well. That's going to be Illuminate. Oh, they slash from the low ground. Nicely picked up. Gem of True Sight, but in comes the Frostbite in the flames. Stomped up as well. Airspreader coming out. Loda will go down. That is not worth trading your life for. And because Dendi bought back, in comes the Haunt. S4, he will be able to TP himself out. Look at the damage it takes. That's so insane. But, I mean... Because of the buyback, I actually think Navi can maybe... luckily for Alliance, their lanes are actually not that far in favor of Navi, but they can push, I agree. 40 seconds, go for it.
They can push 2 lanes, even if they can't Rax them, they can put a lot of pressure. Every single... this is like not even the same Navi team that was 2 days ago getting abused by Alliance. Like, 2 days ago was the story of Alliance exploiting every single one of Navi's bad habits, and Navi sitting there and just letting it happen. This game is the exact opposite. They're exploiting Alliance's drafting. Like, Loda went for 2 of his weakest, like, drafting approaches. The ones involving Jug and... Like, Jug is very particular. You need a particular draft for him. Here comes S4. This is just last ditch. This is Russian-style zipping Storm Spirit from the fountain, like what Solo used to do for Rock's Kiss.
Yeah.
They have no tools left in the toolbox.
Well, at least it helps buying time for the Juggernaut being back alive again, and Alliance, or Navi, is actually backing off. Nature's Prophet is still trying to split push. He does have a buyback now, which is the only one on his team that actually has got a buyback, so he has to be careful about that one. But, I mean, pushing a lane out, the only thing that Alliance can do right now is make sure that the lanes are always pushed out, and try to not get caught out. Try to not die.
But like, if you are a professional team or a semi-pro team or an amateur team that for whatever reason gets matched against Alliance in, I don't know, the group stages of one of those tournaments that has lots of amateur teams, watch this series. Because Navi are playing the exact way, down to a science, in the games that they've won, of how you play from the draft onwards against Alliance.
Yeah, I have to say though, I mean, it's not easy for amateur teams to get the same kind of coordination as Navi has. They have been playing real good.
But you have to have a strategy, and you can look at the strategy of Navi in these games too. Storm Spirit with a 33-minute Orchid Malevolence, by the way. Pretty standard timing.
Yeah, 32 minutes.
By this point, it's like an afterthought. Like, it's nice the silence is great, I guess, but... By the way, the other thing is the Ags for Jug has not paid off, and in fact, now it's useless, because every single one of their heroes is picking up a Ghost Scepter or already has one.
Yep.
And the ones that don't have a Ghost Scepter, like Kvost, he could just use Blade Mail. So, what's the Ags doing for Loda, especially as this game goes late?
Yeah, Funding teleporting out. Will be in time. EGM as well behind the tree line. They did force a lot of teleports towards the bottom lane, which actually works out well for Alliance. Gives them some extra time, but that's the only thing that they have. Just buy time.
They're not going to win fans if they win this game, because the only way to win this game is to rat to an extent previously unexplored.
Yes, the only way that they're going to win is just Turtle, 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 turtle. That's a very annoying word to say often. We've got a Roshan up again in 2 minutes though. If Na'Vi is able to pick that up, they will be able to use that to go high ground and I think end this game. I mean, this is, I feel like Na'Vi's game to lose right now.
Yes. Oh, I mean, yeah. Keeper of the Light is 5 levels behind Crystal Maiden, right? Like, yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is
Yeah,
under attack.
that's quite sad. Level
By the way,
9
this
right
is
now.
the game for Aghanim's Crystal Maiden, in my opinion.
Well,
It's the game. It's time.
I don't
It's
think
time.
he has enough farm for that.
He's
Or-
got 1300.
Yeah, he's still
Get that
kind of
point
missing
booster.
3k. Maybe
Yeah, he'll get there.
Alliance is trying to go for a bit of a big split push here on the top lane though, trying to slow down Na'Vi. The question will be, will they try to contest Roshan? Because in one hand, like, they need
Yes.
to contest Roshan, because with an Aegis, Na'Vi is gonna take the racks, like, period.
If they have the buybacks, they will, in my opinion.
They don't have the buybacks.
They kind of do. Loda has one and Bulldog has one. Those are the important ones. The other one they need is EGM actually, and he's way behind it. But they might have to do it anyway, just because when you're this far behind, and they are this far behind, you need to try to take bad, like quote unquote bad situations to try to turn it.
Smoke up for Na'Vi.
I mean, they have 6 heroes, right? They can. It will be a 6v5 because of Nature's Prophet, and the fact that there are no outer towers means Na'Vi, if they buy back, can't TP back.
And this smoke that
Although
Na'Vi is
Dendi
doing
does
right
have
now.
boots. Uh
Going forward. Hello, Aki. Bye, Illuminates.
oh. Okay, now I don't think they can do it because with no blinding light, they actually probably are lacking tools.
And that's gonna
They get
be
a
courier as well.
Dire's courier
I'm not sure
With
why it was there.
the rest of the mech on it, because it was going to Ake, and they've been kind of sloppy with their items.
Let's
this
look at
series.
the courier as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty big
Yeah.
deal actually.
With no mech, and Keeper Light had buyback, and he spent it on the rest of that mech. They have no chance of taking Rosh. So now I changed my mind. They won't.
Okay. They also have a butterfly up on the Vost, and there's really nothing for Alliance that they can do about it. They don't have farm for it. They have to hope that the rest of his team dies, and then they force it. Like then he leaves, basically. They don't have the damage to withstand Navi's power at the moment. So Roshan gets taken down. No surprise there. Everything going as expected, as of course the lanes are still getting pushed out by Bulldog. That's. I mean, no pressure, Bulldog, but a lot of pressure. He did get his Scythe of Vice. That also means that he... Well, actually, he still has buyback with the Scythe of Vice. That's pretty neat for him, but... Well, the moment of truth is about to arrive.
They have multiple boots of travel. This is crazy. Alliance, I don't even know. Maybe even give them a lane. I don't know.
They kind of have to, don't they?
They'll see if the split. What happens with the splitter? I guess. Wait. Yeah, they didn't splitter. I thought they did. The
Yeah,
sound.
I heard the sound as well, but it seems like it got cancelled. Down goes the tier 3 though. That's like inevitable.
Radiant's
They're still
Yeah,
full
Alliance.
rotation.
They're ratting. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. They did it. Good work.
And even look at the top lane on Navi's side. That tier 3 tower is still taking quite a bit of damage here, and I mean, they will save it obviously, but the split push is there. The start has been made. We have seen this scenario before.
I mean, Bulldog is the most farmed person on the map. We haven't talked about it in a while, but he's been doing good work. He's the only guy who's holding a Midas. He has Scythe of Vice, Orchid, Shadowblade, which makes him quite difficult to actually kill, because it's not like Batrider has the BKB, although it's not far off it. We could see Batrider go BKB. But Bulldog is the only way for Alliance to win this game.
Nice gank. They realized where they came. Teleports were there. Bulldog will get picked off and killed off and forced to buy back soon. There he goes. In comes the hunt. They want to try and take down the rest of Alliance. EGM already dead. Aki down as well. Double kill for Phonic. Looking for Loda. Loda has got an only slash. Forced to use it. Otherwise he'd die. But he can't get kills on anybody. Though the jump lasts for a long time. But he goes down. Triple kill for Phonic on his Timber Saw. Puppy coming around as well because he has got another rune with a haste rune. And that is going to be buybacks that they don't have. They have a buyback up on Loda, but that's the only one. No supports, no illuminates, which is probably the biggest one here. And Avos is
10
already
seconds.
rotating middle to go for the racks right there.
They have fort. They got a fort and then get the supports back.
Avos has an Aegis, he wants to try and burn it apparently.
They might let it go. No way. Yeah, you got a fort. There's no choice.
Yeah, they
Oh, S4 gets
S4
caught.
down. That's the last two right there. In comes a stomp up on EGM. Splitter misses though. And Avos might actually lose his Aegis right now. Yeah, there he goes. But he still is back alive in just a moment. So No harm done. Funnick gets hexed up, but will not go down. Down goes Rax. In the meantime, there is no Bulldog split pushing this time, as of course. He went down earlier on, and he doesn't have the creep wave the way that he wanted it to. And that's going to be a second lane of Rax for Na'Vi. There's nothing that Alliance can do here. Aki will get picked off there. One more hit, boom, you're dead. Flame Break will do the job. Dendy dominating, looking for Puppy perhaps, but the mechanism is there for Na'Vi, and that's just enough to heal everybody up again. Funnick hexing up Bulldog, and this is no buyback for the Nature's Prophet. That's game.
Na'Vi did it. Na'Vi have downloaded Alliance completely. Like, they didn't get lucky. They didn't just win off team fights, although they had some amazing team fights. They outplayed them in basically every way. And Alliance got one game. It was pretty convincing, the game they got, but they got worked completely, Sheever.
This is the first series of more than one game that Alliance has lost to Na'Vi. If it
This
actually,
is the
I mean,
first series.
they're still jumping in and out. I'm gonna assume that it is over though. And down goes
No, I mean,
S4
it's
again.
over one way or another.
There
we go.
goes the
Na'Vi are
GG.
your StarLadder champions.
Na'Vi indeed. Take it home. Home turf. The crowd is of course cheering for them. But they definitely deserved it.
They did. This is the first time since Alliance became a team, since they stopped being no title to it, that I've ever looked at them in a game and been like, this is the worst team. Or like, this team should lose this game. Because they're just not as good. I can't believe how well Na'Vi played. I can't believe how much better they looked. Like, strategically and tactically.
Yeah, brilliantly played as we see people hugging each other. Very happy and well deserved. I mean, of course, not only did they take down the world champions, and the first time as well, I mean, the achievement alone is something that is something to be proud about, but they also take home $12,000. Woohoo! 6,000 for Alliance, of course, second place.
Yeah, 6,000 is a little less sweet than 600,000, but, you know.
Yeah.
Still, though. Still. And on home turf, man.
Oh,
home
they're
turf.
gonna change shirts. Of host. I'm not sure. Are they? Yeah, they are changing shirts. Alliance shirt
West
now.
played pretty damn well, honestly, this series.
That's a football thing to do, isn't it? Soccer thing.
Yeah,
Football
it is. It is.
thing. Well, great.
Dang.
They changed with Loda. Well, amazing games, I have to say. They do it again. Best out of 5 series. They deliver. They definitely deliver. Both
Yeah,
of those.
watching these two teams is definitely a pleasure. This is going to be a pretty big deal as a rivalry, like this year. These two teams are so good. They're the two best teams. I mean, it's hard to say where DK shakes out. We'll see in Columbus, but DK's up there.
Yeah.
But those are the 3 teams to watch for at least the next 3-4 months.
The only, the one thing that I'm a bit sad about is that there's such a big difference between these 2/3 teams who count DK and then, the tier below it.
Right. Well, no.
I feel like it is.
No, I mean, it might just be Na'Vi creating a new tier, more than, Alliance will trash any team not named Na'Vi or maybe DK,
Yeah.
right? In 100 games,
why can't there be
Alliance will
more-
get to
more
lose,
teams that
10
do that?
against any other team.
Why can't-
Oh, there could be, but there aren't any right now.
Yeah, that's a shame. I wish there were.
But it could happen. I mean, again, if you're a team that's going to face Alliance in a tournament, you study every single minute of this series, including the one Na'Vi lost, to see where the strategy falters, right?
True. We are going to have, of course, the prize ceremony soon, so you will be able to see that on my stream. Of course, it is a Russian one, but I'm sure you can catch the drift of it. And, of course, I mean, this was our last game of the season. Next season will start in about, I have the approximate date, not an actual date, in about 2 weeks, 1.5 weeks. So be ready for that one as well, as the finals will actually happen after DreamHack. Just to give you a bit of an indication, the group stages will end before DreamHack. I think that's what they're aiming for. Ending the group stages before DreamHack, then having the pause with the DreamHack, and then having the LAN finals of StarLadder. So, of course, Season 8 already in the works. Hopefully. Gonna be casting that
Season
one, of
8's
course.
going to be pretty epic.
Yeah.
Man, this is crazy. Just thinking about these games still. I mean, part of the whole thing is that Na'Vi showed that they didn't fear their entire weakness, this entire StarLadder LAN final, was it doesn't seem like they know what to do with Elder Titan. And it looked like it was going to be another Wisp, where they never pick it, they can't play against it, and they have to ban it. But they completely turned that around in this series by drafting it twice for Kuro. And was it on non-Kuro once? No, because S4 played it twice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Alliance... The other thing is that Elder Titan is so strong against Clock and Nature's Prophet, and he's pretty damn good against Lone Druid.
Yep.
So what do you do, right?
Right.
Not too bad against Bounty Hunter either, for that matter. Crazy.
It
crazy
is
games,
crazy
man.
games.
I think their bans also, Alliance's bans are kind of... Like, the OD getting banned again and again.
I'm kind of
When,
sad.
like- Well, no, I think it's great.
I'm sad that it's
'Cause-
over. Meh.
The Alliance era, yeah. I mean, oh, come on, they're
It's
still...
just StarLadder overall season.
Right.
The
Oh,
series. Like, it was looking so
Yeah.
much forward to this, and now it's over. I was happy that there's 5 games though, like full series.
This was the best season of StarLadder.
Yeah.
By far.
Yeah, I agree. The group stages were amazing. The LAN finals, I think, for the first time in a long time, wasn't a big stomp for one of the teams. We didn't. Only the first game actually was a bit of a one-sided game. The first game that Navi was able to win, but yeah, I agree. It was an amazing season. I really hope that season 8 can kind of live up to the expectations that are now created. I mean, all these
Right.
new fans coming out of TI3, new fans of Dota want to see good Dota, and then you come back and you see kind of crappy games, and you're not going to do it because there were
Right.
so many people watching Dota today. Where
Yeah.
are they during the regular
Like
season?
400k more.
We need to
Oh,
get
well.
those there in normal regular seasons as well. Regular games. Where are they then? So sad.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, no, I mean, StarLadder this was an amazing season, definitely. Really great prelims, really great LAN finals. Empire did well.
Yes.
Not good enough to be tier 1 right now, but tier 1 is very small and very far ahead. Like, but they've got a while. They've got a while to develop. Because I mean, the tier 1 teams are the ones like, well, DK is a very special case, but Navi and Alliance didn't change their roster, so they have no adjustment time required. They're still the teams that got number 1 and number 2.
That's the case for a lot of teams that still need adjustments. Like for example, Empire, and something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Thanks, Cheever. This was great.
Yeah.
I was really happy to be able to cast such nutso games.
We got disconnected. Any shoutouts and plugins for you before we take off?
Oh, I mean, thanks to you for letting me co-cast. This was pretty fantastic, and of course, thank you to all the viewers throughout the entire season, because I was here for most of it this season.
Yeah.
Work is starting to interfere a little more, but still, it was really, really great to be able to bring some casts to people. So everybody in Twitch TV, everybody in game, y'all are pretty great folks. So thanks. Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, website, it's all the same. VYKROMOND. Might have some pretty cool news soon. I'm doing some semi-interesting things, so keep an eye out.
What do you call semi-interesting things?
Well, people will have to keep an eye out to find out, won't they?
That's a good point. Raise people's interest.
No, there's just some projects that are pretty close to coming out, so.
Cool. Sounds interesting. Keep me posted. Of course. Make sure you tune in back again when I'm casting. I have no idea when, because obviously no season just yet. But I will be streaming some matchmaking tomorrow or the day after or all of them. But we'll see. Also, of course, follow me on Twitter at Cheever Gaming. Do that. And yeah. I'm going to give you the prize ceremony soon. Will be soon. Not yet. They are still setting up things. So we'll be soon. And yeah, thank you for being here. Of course, also Vickerman. And of course, also shout out to all my other co-casters I've had. But I've already shouted those out like earlier. Of course, a special shout out still to Baseskip, who casted on my behalf together with Capitalist on Friday when I was not able to make it. So that was very handy. Very good. And yeah, I'm out.